everyone. Okay. All right. So we are live. It's Kiera from KieraJones.com. And I want to come to you because I have a fun story. I want to talk about unexpected money. So I want to talk about, okay, y'all know unexpected money. When you are like doing your thing, getting your nails done, getting a massage, out at lunch, with friends or a business brunch or whatever it is, and or on the couch, right? And you get a Stripe payment, right? You get cha-ching, okay, you get a sale. You have a client come to you unexpectedly from a referral, or you have a client who renews, right? So let's talk about unexpected money. And I want to connect unexpected money to the power of messaging. All right. So one, I want you to drop in the comments. Tell me about a time when you got unexpected money. How much was it? What was it for? Like, I can remember literally I was going on vacation with my family and I had a couple of sales calls. And so I was more so in this space of like, not like, let's just get done with these calls, but just kind of like, okay, let me finish these calls because I'm ready to go to vacation. And I had two clients actually come into one of my packages. At the time, it was $7,500. And I had not only one person, but two people come in literally at the same time, like in the same hour, and both paid in full. And it was totally unexpected. And what I mean by unexpected, right, is you aren't obviously expecting the money, but I want to talk about the messaging though. See, so many times we see people who put, hey, I put out this post and I made $7,500. I put out this post and I made $15,000. I put out this post and I got 1,000 people or 30 people or whatever it is, right? We see that, or we see things that make us feel like this overnight success. So what I want to talk about is the fact that what that person, right, did in that day isn't actually the only thing that contributed to that unexpected money, to that, like, oh my God, I got this grand thing today, right? The work that I put in beforehand is what set it up so that when I got on those two calls, I had a 100% conversion rate, even at a higher price point. At the time, I had an offer that was $2,000 as well. So it wasn't this, and it wasn't a secret, right? But I understood, right, how to communicate the power of my high ticket premium offers. And so it's not necessarily a like, what am I charging thing, is actually what's the quality of the people that you are calling in to bring into your audience. Some of you are putting out freebies and you are literally attracting freebie seekers, excuse me. They could be speakers too. Okay. No more freebie speakers in our space, right? Underpaid powerhouses, we are uniting, right? We are uniting and we're shifting you from that space. And I'm so excited, to just kind of share. If you don't know, DM me if you want all the details. I actually just opened up a couple more spots into my sales messaging management done for you experience. This is literally where I am going through key parts of your sales and your marketing and your visibility assets and activities. And I am literally refining the messaging. So if you have something that is converting right now, how do we double that conversion rate? If you have, so it can be a webinar, it can be a masterclass, any type of enrollment event, challenges that you do, you have a funnel that's working, you do live streaming, I'm unattached to what that thing is that you do, but you have something that, is working for you. And now you want to elevate the conversions. And so that I geek out on figuring out for my clients, we go through, there's a whole list, right? So DM me if you want to see a breakdown of everything that we do inside of this service. But this is literally, you are the CEO and you are meant to show up. You are the golden, star in your business. And you need to be putting your energy and pouring your energy into serving your clients, delivering, your expertise, operating in your zone of genius. Yes, there are some things that are needed in your business, but how can we start to take some of those things off of your plate? And one of the things that I find for my clients, for you as a CEO, you are in a space where like you have messaging inside of you, you have, things that you want to say, that you want to talk about. Sometimes it feels like you can't get it out fast enough, and or it feels like it's gotten so big. The initial messaging that you had when you started is not the messaging that you have today. You've had new stories, you've had new clients, you've had new client testimonials, right? And so you are in a space where you are just feeling like, the messaging is getting complex. And so what you don't want is to have anything out here that's making you look amateur, right? So as you're stepping into this next phase of your authority, you cannot have amateur looking messaging, meaning you're going for bigger, speaking gigs. You're positioning yourself for bigger contracts and consulting opportunities and workshops and bigger, higher paying clients, right? You are putting yourself into bigger audiences for speaking and podcast interviews and summits and things like that. And so if you are, whether they're organic or if you're adding ads, that's adding more eyeballs. So you're adding eyeballs and ears that are new to you, to your world. You need to have your messaging tried and true. You can't be using this like trial and error messaging, excuse me, to keep, figuring out what works. So DM me if you want details on that. Like, Kiera, here you go. Can you work your magic? And literally, we are taking, what's beautiful is that we actually start with a CEO extraction. Messaging extraction is what I call it. And it is literally, you get to do your favorite thing. When I've done hundreds of these intensives. So when I have clients who come and they sit down and they're like, oh my gosh, I get to sit down and I just get to talk, or I get to write right in your pre-work. And you literally are like working your magic on all your screens, and you're moving this and you're moving that. And I'm just seeing those subtle tweaks and changes in, elements that we need to elevate when you don't even know. Like, one thing I'll say is, as you are scaling and you're getting in front of more eyes and more ears, you start to unknowingly, right, talk to multiple people. You don't even know that you're doing it, because you're like, oh, there's more people in the audience, so let me like give a couple more examples. Let me go wider this way. And so what actually happens is you start to water down your messaging, and you don't want to do that. You cannot, forget want to, you cannot afford to do that in this next season. So that's my, reminder for you. DM me if you'll see the link to DM me somewhere around this video. If you are interested in my sales messaging management services, they are available right now for you. We just had a spot open up. Okay, here is what I wanted to talk about: unexpected money. So I got this from 1-800-contacts, whatever. So I ordered my contacts. I don't even know when I ordered them. Obviously, I don't have them in today. But I ordered me some new contacts. Completely forgot, y'all. Completely forgot that there was a rebate with the contacts. So I had this document. Now, I know that my prescription was going to be expiring for my contacts, my prescription. And so I think they texted me or they emailed me that. And so I was assuming that that is what this letter included. Y'all, the letter included a card, a gift card. Now it's $45. Okay, so we're gonna use that. I don't know, go to Chipotle 1 or 2 times, depending on what your order is. I don't know, go buy some dog food, but I'm grateful for the $45. But here's the thought that came through my mind literally this morning as I'm opening up this, and I'm like, oh, I completely forgot that there was a rebate with my contacts. I think I ordered a year supply. I can't remember. But whatever I ordered, it was like, oh, you'll get a gift card. And I was like, oh, okay. Didn't even think about it. Okay. Did not even think about it. This is unexpected money. In my inner circles, in the past, we did a training on just like money. And one of the things I talked about was, in my money management, I have a line called miscellaneous money. So it's money that's like unexpected. It's miscellaneous. It's just random, like just $45, whatever. Actually, fun fact, I have another time this has happened. All right, let me know. My account information is on the back of this. This is a check where miscellaneous money came as well. And sometimes it could be a $4,500 miscellaneous, and sometimes it could be an almost $6,000 check of miscellaneous. So I actually keep this check actually right here underneath my desk. I did not plan on saying that, but when I looked down, I remembered it. And so that was another example of unexpected money. So we can talk about unexpected money in our business and our lives. Money, I used to tell my clients, do you care if the $6,000 came from, I remember one year I oversaved for taxes, and we literally had like $5,000 left over from taxes. And I was like, yes, okay, unexpected money. So those are like some personal life, right? It could be a gift, right? It could be somebody buying you lunch, right? It could be you finding $1 on the ground. It can also be in your business. The example I used earlier, right? Where you have, oh, I have some sales calls today, and you know what? I'm not putting any pressure on this. I would love for these people to come in. I'm not putting any pressure, and bam, they come in. Or, hey, I'm just out and about doing my thing, and I get a DM like, hey, I want to refer such and such to you, and I want you to, they're ready to go. They're ready to work with you. And it's like, oh, okay, great. Like, or like, oh, we only need to talk for 5 minutes, and then you're ready to go. Bam. Like these unexpected, or like you're watching this video right now and then you DM me and then you're like, here, I wanted to learn about how to work with you, et cetera, et cetera. And the same can happen for you, right? Like unexpected money. But here is the reality. For that unexpected money, in the case of the business, okay, is where I wanted to equate this to. I wanted to talk about the power of consistent messaging. So we're going to use the example of clients, right? The client that DMs you today, the client that responds on one of your videos tomorrow, the client that is in your inbox this week, they not only came from something you just put out, they also were nurtured by something you put out in the past. Now, there are times I have totally had clients who have come on my videos and who just discovered me. We never knew each other. And literally in about 5 minutes, some 30 minutes, they are coming into a high figure 4 and 5 figure package to work with me. Okay. And literally love them to this day, love them down. Okay. And all the things, right? So there is space for like those unexpected clients and those like really like you never discovered me before type of things. But a lot of times someone is watching you on a YouTube, they're listening to your podcast, they hear you on a stage, they see your content on social media, and that is their first introduction to you. And now you get to nurture them into your world. And so the thing that I want you to think about, like with this gift card, I did something, I don't know when. I did something a couple months ago, completely let it go, completely forgot about the thing I did. Okay. Just kept showing up and doing my thing I do every day. And then this comes. How can that relate to you and your business? Okay. So I want you to think about the content that you're putting out today, the messaging that goes into that content today needs to be consistent so that when you put it out last month, when you put out that messaging last year, when you put out that messaging next month, it is actually going to be calling in your next client. So what if you took that on? This is an exercise I love to do with clients. What if you took on this understanding that, okay, the thing that I'm creating right now today, of course I want it to be seen today, but it actually will also be seen next week. And it actually will also be seen next year. And it actually will also be seen in a quarter, right? Depending on what platform we're talking about. If we're talking about podcasting, YouTube, right? Those are going to be your evergreen platforms. If you're thinking about that too with your lead magnet, those are going to be your evergreen, right? Types of content, right? And experiences with you. Content, depending on what platform, is it going to live for the day, right? Facebook, I got people who will comment on something 2-3 days later, and I done posted it 2-3 days ago. Okay. So with the algorithm, there's so many opportunities where the person that is coming in today, they didn't just find you today, right? That's going to happen in some cases, but they saw you before. And so what your job is I'm putting out the message today. I'm putting out the content today with the message. I'm putting out the event with the message. I'm putting out the boot camp, the masterclass, the webinar, the freebie, the ad is running. I'm sending out an email. I'm doing the thing. I'm DMing. I'm in calls. I'm doing the thing to put out the message today and tomorrow and the next day. And guess what? At some point, there are people who will reach out from this. I am not in control of when that happens, of how that happens, at what time it's going to happen. I don't know who they are. I don't know all those things. But when you are shifting your messaging, so today you're putting out this and you're selling this, and then tomorrow you're putting out this and you're selling that, and today you're talking to this person, but tomorrow you're talking to this person, even when you don't even know that you're doing it. That's why I mentioned, right, earlier, a couple minutes ago, when I talked about the fact that, sometimes as you are scaling, you start to think, I need to scale my message this way. And it's like, no, boo boo, I'm always inviting my clients to scale this way. Let's go deeper. Oh, this is your core client. Let's get to know them deeper. Oh, this is the core message that actually works out of all of these things you talk about. This is the thing. Let's go deeper into that. And so you want to start paying attention to those things. So, there's twofold. One, the power of consistency with your messaging. It will lead to unexpected money. Consistent messaging leads to unexpected money because consistent messaging continues to let that client know the different ways in which they can work with you, what you do for them, all the benefits. It breaks down the transformation. It breaks down your methodology. It helps build that trust and belief in the work that you do and in the process that you have and the methodology and the framework, the core concept that you teach, all the things, all your philosophies. Like, it helps them build trust and belief in that so that they get closer to making a decision that they want to pull out their credit card, right? And move forward. So that's going to be one. Two, you also want to make sure that the messaging that you are being consistent with is actually the tried and true messaging. Because the last thing you want is, I am showing up consistently with a message that actually doesn't convert the way that I want to. And when I say convert the way that you want to, is it converting at 1% right now? Okay, how do we get that to 3? Okay, how do we get that to 5? Okay, how do we go ahead and get that to 10? I know that sometimes double digit conversion rates are not something that is the norm in the industry, but my clients, we have totally had double digit conversion rates. And I'm not just talking 10, 11%, I'm talking 22%, right? I've had clients where in a lot of the work that I will be helping you with inside of the sales messaging management service, and even in the inner circle, my clients use this and they've been able to double their conversion rates. Okay. And then we double them again, right? Because we're literally refining, we're reviewing, and we are rewriting, and we are refining, and we're just putting out that more and more solid, concrete, honed in, tailored to you specific messaging. We're putting in those sales messaging tweaks that's needed to elevate you and position your expertise more powerfully so you can command those premium clients and those next level sales goals that you have, but also and the take home pay that you want to increase too, but also the opportunities that you want to seize, the speaking, the signature talks, all that. So that is my fun story for you on unexpected money. Unexpected money comes in your business. It comes through consistent messaging that we know is tried and true, that we've now taken and we've honed in on it. We've tightened it up. We've refined it. We optimize it. We know exactly what parts do and don't work. We've taken the parts that don't work and let them go, or if we need to elevate them again, just to tweak them and test them. We're seeing where are you unknowingly talking about things and doing things that are actually sabotaging your next level clients, right? So things that are repelling, right? The people that you really want to be working with, the things that you think are positioning your expertise, but it's actually not. Where are those subtle gaps and opportunity areas and things that you're overlooking, right? That literally are costing you commas and zeros. Okay. Where is that? So that today, you put out that messaging, you put out that content, you put out that pitch, it continues to feed you. And so then we talk about people mentioning scalability, having things that like predictable results, and having repeatable things, right? You can talk about that all day, every day, but you get to have repeatable, scalable, sustainable efforts, right? Because you have a consistent message. Those things don't work if you're changing them every other day. Those things don't work if today you talk to this person, tomorrow you talk to this person. They don't work. So we need to have a consistent, honed, and tightened message that is tried and true. I keep saying that over and over because I see so many people who are taking unoptimized old messaging and putting it into spaces, whether you're putting it into AI. If I'm putting outdated, misaligned, mediocre messaging into the AI, they're just now, okay, now make me content. Well, then I'm just putting out content with the old mediocre misaligned messaging. Like, it doesn't make sense. Or I'm telling AI to create content for a person who's not actually my ideal client, which is why even for my 6 and 7 figure clients, we do client clarity deep dives so that we can dive into who truly is your premium, most powerful client. And let's step into an embodiment of them so that we extract out the language, the messaging that speaks to them. So you get all of the unexpected money that is in store for you. And that comes from the things that you do today. So tomorrow's clients come from what you do today. Next quarter's clients come from what you do this quarter. And so, yes, of course, we're going to have people that reach out now, but the power in you creating like rotating cycles of sales is people reaching out now, and we have the messaging and the language and the things in place for people to continue to reach out. Okay. So you have to have consistent messaging in those spaces. Otherwise, they don't work at the level that you truly want them to work and that you deserve for them to work. So I hope that this, literally impromptu. So thank you, 1-800-contacts for my unexpected money today. I will put it in my wallet and pray I use the gift card. Let me take it out right now because I have a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, y'all, that I won. I forgot how I won it. I played some game and I was the winner. And I still haven't used it. I should go use it. But I'm going to put this in. And I'm so grateful. And we get to be so grateful for unexpected money. Money comes in all ways. Money comes in all forms. Money comes in all ways. And money comes in all forms. And you get to set yourself up to create more momentum for unexpected money, right? Unexpected money comes quicker because we have all these, all these things out. And I don't mean all these things out like a bunch of random stuff. Okay. That's the whole premise of this point. Don't have random messaging out there, right? Don't have random things you talk about and you teach about out there if you're wanting to position yourself, right, as an authority in what it is that you do. All right. So I hope that this message was well received. I am sending you lots of love, shine, and success. We do have strategy sessions that I believe are still available right now. If you get there and they're not there, don't be mad at me. I told you. I told you. So go ahead and go to the link in the description around this video below so that you can grab a strategy session and we can start to map this out for yourself. If you are interested in the sales messaging management services, here's the best thing to do. One, you can DM me if you have any questions, and I can share with you like, hey, here's a quick breakdown of all the details of what I'm going to pull up some of the things as well. But if you are like, yeah, I want to learn more about what it is, just DM me. We can talk if you have specific questions, all that good stuff. If you're like, Kira, I would love to kind of experience this and you know, just kind of get an initial like strategy session going. And then if it feels right, we will continue on with the service. Then it's bit.ly/session with Kiara. You can head over to that and you can book some time with me, and it'll literally be like an entry into your service. So when we work together, and if you are live, make sure you say hi. Thank you so much for everyone that is here and that is watching the replay too. So say, hey girl, hey. Let me see. And so here are some examples of where my clients and their teams take the sales messaging strategy work that we do and we get to insert it. So the premise is in this service, you are the CEO, right? We are going to do an extraction that I call CEO messaging extraction. And that is literally you getting to sit back, just be in your genius. Okay. You get to speak, you get to write out, right? Your method that you communicate. And you just get to let it pour out. We have some pre-work and some things that guide you to get what we need. And then we go behind the scenes so that you can go and stay in your genius. Stay in your genius. Stay in your genius. Okay. While I am operating in mine. And I get to go and basically map out a couple of things. One, we do a deep dive, like I was saying, on your client clarity. So who truly is your premium, most ideal next level client, right? We go into elements of your signature method. So the work that you do, the transformation, the offers, or the benefits of your offers, what the outcome is. I go through your client testimonial. So we have a whole process of first, we're going to extract out some messaging from you. Then I'm going to go and do my assessment. And we're taking those things combined and we're literally bringing them into your refined messaging. Okay. And then if you want to know the process, we go through a process where you actually will approve that. Okay. But up until now, it is literally you just being in your genius. And my clients tell me, Kier, the fact that I get to breathe when we share screens and you literally just like take everything I'm saying and you literally organize it and map it out and all the things is genius. And now we're just taking that to the next level. Now this is like, okay, let's help you integrate this. So not just having the messaging, right? So not just stopping at the intensive and having the messaging, but also mapping out how you actually can be infusing it into your business. So I get to take all of that because once you approve it, and we've always gotten approvals. I really haven't had experiences where we don't get them because I just take on this embodiment of your voice and of your ideal client and of your power of your work. That's why the CEO messaging extraction is so beautiful. It's so powerful. There is not much that you need to do, to prepare for it. It literally is you answering questions and just like brain dumping what comes up for you. There's no organizing or anything like that. Literally answer the question of what comes out. You do that really easy because you do that every single day. If I gave you a microphone, right? If you got on stage, if you started the camera, if you were in the shower, like whatever scenario it is, you would literally just write out or talk out what it is that already is on your heart. So you're not going to do anything different. The difference is you don't have to sit and go, okay, now what do I do with that? I get to do that. Okay. And so we go through the process that I just mentioned. You will then approve it. We'll make any tweaks if we need to. And it feel like when my clients tell me, Kira, you literally captured every part of my voice and everything that I've wanted to say in this next level, but didn't know how to say. I thought I was saying, but you said it way better. I could see why we weren't converting like this. And now, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to put this out. So usually y'all get really excited and want to start putting stuff out, which you totally can. Okay. We do like some messaging boosting and things like that with you and your team. But once I get that fully approved, then guess what? I get to go behind the scenes and I get to go to work. So I get to take some of your priority sales and visibility and marketing efforts and assets and start to amplify them. And so here's some examples of what some of those places where we take the updated sales messaging and premium positioning strategies, communication strategies, and insert them. And the reason why I'm saying some of them is because it really depends on you and your business and where you are. Some of my clients may not have all of this. So I have some clients who they already have a webinar or they already have some type of enrollment event that they do. And so, that's going to be one of the first places that we start, right? They may be having one coming up this month or next month, right? I have some clients who primarily focus on social media. That's where they get a lot of their clients from. So we're going to go for focus first on their social media. I have some clients who do a lot in email marketing. And so they want to elevate their conversions over there. And so we're going to first go there. So it really just depends on what you already are doing in your business, what is already converting, so that we can optimize the place that we can go to increase the performance like immediately. And I've had clients literally within 2 to 7. So 2 days, we've had 3 days, 4 days, 12 hours. So 2 to 7 days or 1 to 7 days, be able to literally make back their investment or make back half their investment or make back triple their investment. It's all varied, right? And it's all because the process that I take you through is me literally focusing on how do we elevate the performance of your conversion communications. So we do that inside of social media. So that's your content and strengthening your call to actions and pitches, your sales call conversion optimization. So I have some clients who don't do any sales calls. I have some clients who do. So if you do sales calls, then we're going to go through the sales call communication process that you use, and focus on, well, how do we optimize that? And every single thing is making sure that it is specific and is tailored to you and how you work. Okay. It's not, well, go talk like this. That's not you. This is all about you being in your CEO, high value woman, expert energy and embodiment. We can't do that by you faking it, trying to follow a process that doesn't feel right for you. So we will never give you something that is not in alignment with your voice. Okay. And how you show up and shine best. We will stretch you if that's an area you're wanting to do better in. So like I have clients who are like, here, I want to be better at video, right? But it's not me forcing you to do something that is just not in alignment with like how you show up naturally. All right. All right. So there's copy for your ads that you're already running or that you plan to be running. There's outlining podcasts and YouTube episodes that funnel the right people in. I talked about that earlier. Also, optimizing your lead magnets and your landing page copy and positioning the strategy around it. So many people think the strategy of landing pages or lead magnets is like, oh, let me just get people on my email list. Okay, but do we want anybody on the email list? Because that's why you get a whole bunch of freebie seekers who literally stay back there and they swim and they get in the hot tub and they get in the jacuzzi and they lounge in the sun and they tan and they do all of that because it was literally just a freebie meant to just bring them into a space and you thought you were going to sell to them. And some of them may come, but when we want to increase conversions, we want to make sure from the jump we have qualified prospective clients coming into your world. Okay. And that starts with your lead magnet and obviously the landing page copy and all that. And so us between that and outlining your podcast and your YouTube episodes, we want to make sure that these things are funneling the right people in. Okay. Don't want anyone. We want aligned people. We can't want to get premium results on the back end when we don't put premium quality like in the front end, like the two that doesn't match. And also enrollment event outlines, and just like your complete curriculum and instructional design. So what that means is my clients are usually taking their expertise and putting it into webinars, masterclasses, workshops, boot camps, challenges, insert something else that I didn't mention. And so doing that for enrollment, so educating and enrolling their audience into their offers, their programs, etc., for launches, memberships, their group programs, courses, etc. And so actually helping you and supporting you with outlining what you're teaching and what you're talking about, and also that call to action in those pitches, and making sure that, again, it feels in alignment with how you roll. It shows your personality, so that you can vibe with your right people, but it also calls in those action takers, right? Not those freebie seekers. So we want to make sure that, we're optimizing all of that. And then we also have website and sales page copy. I think that's pretty obvious. Like, what's the messaging that you're putting on your website? What's the messaging that you're putting on different sales pages, offer positioning and pitch guides. So this is us literally, this is one of my favorite things. Us literally, you are going to have a sales messaging guide built for your core offers. This is literally basically how to position your offer in the most powerful way. Even if I've had clients who have sold their offers 2-3 times, and done launches for their offers, and literally we still were able to get them an increase on their conversions. And I'm talking like double, I'm talking triple. We've had a client who did 212+%. We've had clients who've done up to 900%, right? Of literally offers that they already have that they were putting back out. Or let me also put in that some of the clients were refining. So it was like, oh, I already put this out, and maybe the launch wasn't where I really wanted it to be, and I want to refine it and I want to relaunch it. So we're getting like to be able to point out all of the positioning parts and points and value points and all the things that you need to really be positioning your offer, especially if you want to charge more for this next year. That's where it's at. And also another example is signature talks, speaker sheets, and pitches, right? So if that's something that you're focusing on building that, and that's kind of similar to the event, right? The enrollment event outlines that I was talking about, us being in a space where we just kind of build out the curriculum and instructional design of what it is that you're putting into those things. So those are examples of where you would take the sales messaging, the next level, optimize, premium, elevated sales messaging, and you would put those into the areas that I mentioned here. Those are just examples. And so what would happen is we would just kind of prioritize those for you. You probably aren't doing all of them in your business. And so we would understand, okay, what's the number one, what's the top two, what's the top three? And let's start with those. And then we're taking the elevated messaging that you've approved and that we've extracted out and we've organized and we've optimized and refined and putting it into those so that we can increase the conversions and the performance of them. All right. So I hope that supports you and gives you a better example of the services, of the sales messaging management services specifically. And of course, when I'm working with clients outside of those services, so like in my inner circle, you're still going to be able to take the messaging and put them into those spaces. The difference is me doing it for you and it being faster and all the things. So usually for this done for you, it's usually about 6 to 8 weeks long for us to get all of this in. And again, we customize it to you and to what you're doing. So if you are in a space where you are wanting to, without a shadow of a doubt, this next year, it's all about you getting into this bigger visibility, right? It's all about you amplifying your rates. It's about you amplifying your authority. It's about you building your brand in a bigger level. You have more eyes and ears that are going to be on your stuff. It's time for us to refine, okay? You cannot take the old messaging with you to new spaces. You are an authority and you are meant to be positioned as such. We cannot have you doing amateur things like putting out a message that you think is amazing and solid and you only get 1% conversion rate when you could have gotten 2, 3, 4, 5 doubled, right? Like increase the conversion rate. We can't have things out here that's going to cause you to look amateur and cost you some commas and some zeros after that comma. We can't have things out, you out here. This is why some people are getting positioned for free speaking stuff because you're not positioning yourself for paid. Or if you're wanting to double your speaking rate, maybe you don't want $200 an hour anymore. Maybe you want to charge $500 an hour for your speaking. So these are things that you have to be thinking about. It's not just, me building my confidence for me doubling my rates, which we totally, I talk about all day long. I literally just put out a video over on YouTube just yesterday where I was talking about, it's like 13 minutes long. Definitely watch it if you need to. I was talking about, it was a pricing pep talk. Okay. And it was talking about the fact that, you should be charging more. You should be increasing your take home pay. You should be making more money off of the work that you do and calling in the quality clients that you desire and you deserve. You should be. There's no doubt about that. So we can have mindset conversations about this, but you also need to have a messaging question about, questions and conversation about this. I can be as confident as I want to be in what I do. Am I able to actually articulate the power of the work that I do? The power of the work that I am having you come pay a 4 or 5 or 6 figure, because I now have clients with some 6-figure packages as well that they've actually successfully sold, okay, and delivered. So just being in a space where you are able to truly position the work that you do at the level that it needs to. That is going to require for you to step into a space of, listen, I know that my messaging up until now has worked. Here's all the things it's gotten me. And I'm proud of you, boo. I am proud of every single thing that you have accomplished. We are not taking away from that. I actually want to go deeper into it. I actually want to help you shine more powerfully in it. I actually want to help you highlight the most powerful parts of it. I actually want you to position it in a more premium way so that instead of getting only the results that you've gotten this year, are we able to double that result for next year? Are we able to do what you just did in the last 12 months? Can we do that in the next 6 months? Maybe it's a quarter. It depends on where you and where your goals are, right? So when I've had clients who literally increased their sales conversions anywhere from 212 to 900%, or I should say their sales by 212 to 900%. Conversions would be like 2 to 10x, some 15x. But either way, we're trying to exit. We're trying to multiply it. That's the whole point. I want to multiply my impact. I want to multiply my income. I want to multiply my influence. You can't do that with messaging that only positions you up into where you've gotten necessarily right now. There's a next level client. There's a deeper part of your client that you're needing to talk to, that you're needing to access, that you're needing to speak to, that you're needing to pour into, that you're needing to call out. All right. And so you need to show up as this next level you. And this next level you has a whole new layer of your message than the you from a year ago, than the you from 6 months ago, than the you from 5 years ago. So have you refined your messaging to align with who you are today, to align with your method today, to align with where you are going and the vision of where you desire and you deserve to be? I just shook the camera. Okay. So I hope that that supports you. I'm going to hang around for one moment. I do want to see if there was any other questions that came in. So I did answer the question of just like what specifically are some examples of, where we would take this next level sales messaging to be infused. And so if you are live, drop another question if you have one. Also, if you are on the replay, drop a question as well. Comment as you are. I should have said this earlier, but comment as you are obviously watching. But I really would love to know, what is a takeaway that you have? What's a question that you have? Do you have a part of your messaging that you would like some quick feedback on? So I'm going to hang around really quick to see if those that are live, I'm so happy that this is helpful for you. I know we're live in a couple places. So if you see me looking, you've probably caught on to that. Let me just make sure that I move this. So what is something in your sales messaging right now you would love some feedback on? Drop it in the comments. Don't be scared. And while you do that, I'm going to check. Y'all, today is going by so fast. Literally, it was 1:21, and then I looked at the clock, or no, it was 1:21 or 1:51. I can't remember. But whenever I looked at the clock again, it was 2:51. And I was like, wait, what? And now it's 3:42. And I can't remember what time we started this live, but today is going by super, super fast. So, how are you feeling right now about your message? How are you feeling right now about your message? What is an element of your sales messaging and or sales content you would love some quick feedback on? I would really, really love to answer that for you in either of our lives, wherever. Let's see. So, how can you speak to your next level clients? Okay. So, one, I do have a video over on the YouTube about next level client and specifically any mindset stuff that's coming up with it. The video is called, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, what is the video? It's like imposter, right? So if you go to our clients to or content to clients playlist, you'll see a video there about, it'll say like imposter. It's me with a black blazer. Like I can visualize it in my head, but it's about next level client energy. So one, when it comes to speaking to next level clients, check in to see if you have any mindset stuff coming up. I'm gonna do I have my YouTube up just so that I can? But yeah, check and see. I'm just gonna pull it up over here. Check and see if you have any mindset stuff that's coming up first and foremost about next level clients. A lot of times we're putting our next level clients on a pedestal, and it makes us wonder if we are worthy of supporting them. If we have what it takes to support them, we start second guessing a whole lot of that. So that's going to be the first thing that I recommend that you do, is you go to just check in to see if you have any mindset stuff that's coming up around next level clients. The next thing that I would encourage you to do, you need to dive into what I call client intimacy messaging. So we do a client intimacy messaging method. And what that does is that helps you go deeper into the psychographics of your client. You see, when someone is looking to invest in a premium way, the surface level shit doesn't do it for them. Okay. And okay, so here is, hold on, let me, ah, dang it. Okay, so is this the video? Why won't it let me make this big? All right, so here it's called 3 mindset shifts to attract more ideal clients with confidence. We need to up, so it's this one here, this video here. Okay, so everybody can see. So I told you, it says stop feeling like a fraud. But it's about the next level client messaging or a mindset, right? And there's some messaging nuggets in there too, but you need to get clarity. So a lot of times hmm, when someone is a premium buyer, there are certain things that they look for, that they value, that the everyday person may not value. And when I say everyday, I had a client a call about this in one of our videos from last month. Actually, we were taught, one of my clients was celebrating $100,000 win in her business, and in that video, one of the things that one of my other clients, Kay, mentioned was it's not about serving rich people. So she was like, people would tell me all the time, for higher ticket you have to serve rich people. She was like, no, that's not actually it. You need to understand what these individuals value and how to connect what you do to that. And so that's where the client clarity chart comes in, because one, we're breaking down the psychographics of what your person even freaking cares about and what they value. So really, people sit and say, like, you don't have an offer problem most of the time. I would say 95% of the time, it's not an offer problem. It's a positioning problem. Okay. And the reason why it's a positioning problem, or where the positioning problem comes from, is because you are positioning the wrong things to that client. You're positioning things that actually that client doesn't really care about. You're positioning things that they don't value. So what does the more premium elevated version of your client value that you are not talking about right now? So these are the types of things, right? And yes, I'll repeat it. What are the what are the more premium elements of your client's values that you are not speaking to right now? You need to start tapping into those. And so I've talked about this before in my boot camps with my clients. Your client, right? When you look at them, there are clients who are going to have $2 problems. There's clients who are going to have $20,000 problems. There's even clients who are going to have $2 million problems. I don't know if we have the video coming out this week, but it was actually me coaching one of my clients about this. And so because she now has passed into multiple six figures, now we're going into her $2 million problems. But some of my clients, we may stay on the $2,000 or $20,000 problems. So I know you're like, here are all these twos. So it's like, I value this at $2, meaning I don't value it a lot. I don't care about that. Versus, you know what? Here's the elevated version of what I actually care about. So for someone who's more premium, they're going to care about convenience. So for example, in my sales messaging management services, you can totally take all the messaging work that I do in my inner circle and you can put it into the areas that I'm talking about. And you get access to me every single week to give you audits and give you reviews and give you feedback. There's also someone who says, as a CEO, I don't want to wait for access for you every single week. I want to be able to speak to you about something in a more real-time basis, right? So I want a more premium hands-on experience. There's someone who's also going to say, I don't even want to go and fix it. Kira, you told me what was wrong. Can you go fix it and tweak it and change it so that I don't have to go back and forth with you with making the tweaks? I can trust and know you know my voice, you know my person. We've done all this work together inside of our initial CEO extraction and intensive. And now I'm going to put that into this place, right? So if you are here, don't forget, I know we just had some new folks come on, so make sure that you drop a question. If you have a question about your sales messaging, your sales content, your ideal client, how are you feeling right now about your message? So I'm just answering the question of, how do I start to talk to my next level client? So I was saying, one, as a recap, definitely go check out this video that I have, 3 shifts to attract more ideal clients, overcoming imposter syndrome. And really what that video is about is like mindset for next level clients. And so check and see if there's some mindset stuff coming up. And okay, you want to also take a look at your actual messaging. Any thoughts or questions on something that I just stated here? And who's going to go implement what I just said? Who's going to go take that question, think about it, right? Definitely grab a strategy session with me, bit.ly/session with Kiera, because we can take that question and we can blow it up together. And again, this is one of those things of, how do you want to be served? There are some people who are like, I'm willing to do a DIY on this because I don't want to invest. I don't feel like I have the time to invest. I don't feel like I have the finances to invest, whatever their reason is. And money is not always a reason. Money is not always a reason. So that's the whole other annoying thing, is when we start talking to your elevated client, you also start to realize money isn't actually the only factor of them not buying or them buying. Like, stop positioning on price. All right. So Yeah, there might be a DIYer who's like, oh, I'm willing to do this by myself. Then there's going to be someone who's like, you know what? I really want somebody by my side doing this with me. I really want to come into the inner circle, and I really would love to have access to Kiara throughout the week, every single month for like tweaks and things that I'm making, to my messaging and for support. And then there's going to be someone who's like, you know what? I literally want a fast track version of this. I don't want to come in for months or weeks at a time. I literally want to spend 30 days. I want to spend 45 days, whatever that time is. I want to nail the messaging. I want to go put it out into all my new assets for the next quarter, for the next month, for the next year, whatever that is, right? And I want it to perform for me. I want it to perform for me now, not later. So I don't want to wait on support, right? And there's nothing wrong with any of them. You just have to understand who is your person and what do they value, and you need to speak to those. So I hope that that answered your question. And I'm literally super, super, I mean it when I say book the strategy session, because I mean, I can give this general answer here to you watching this live or on the replay. But the reality is you need to come into a space where you get some hands-on support. I'm so tired of the cookie cutter support, especially when it comes to your messaging. How y'all gonna keep going to one person to answer to give you something, right? And they're literally telling it to 1,000 people, to 50,000 people, like, and we're expecting it to be different. You need personalized messaging when it comes to messaging. When it comes to messaging, you need personalized support. So I am unattached. If you coming into my inner circle, or if you want to go into the intensive where we do the integration for you, either way, you need personalized support, and you get them inside of my inner circle as well as in my intensive. And so you need to come on in it, right? And if you yeah, you just come on in it. That's it. I'm happy to answer other questions. I cannot wait. One of the things that I really love inside of the intensive, we do is build out this like premium client clarity chart, and it literally breaks down all the things that I talked about, and like, what are the psychographics, what is your client going through, what are they feeling. We do a massive deep dive, and I just love when my clients like, here, literally my person is like, how did you know I was feeling that? How did you put that into your post yesterday? Did you read my journal? Was you in the shower with me? Was you driving down the street with me when I was saying that? And that's how you want your people to feel, right? I did a podcast interview the other day, and I said this. Maya Angelou has a quote, which I share this quote inside my next level messaging workbook. We do have a free workbook at kiarajones.com/free messaging workbook. And so Maya Angelou, she said, people will remember how you make them feel. They may not remember what you said. They may not remember what you did, right? But they will remember how you made them feel. How does your messaging make your people feel right now? How does your messaging make your people feel? Does your messaging make them want to take action? Does your messaging make them want to get support? Does your messaging make them feel seen? Does it make them feel heard? Does it make them feel valued? Or does it make them feel like a number? Do they feel like you just spoke to them really genuine? Not genuine. We want them to feel, I want them to feel that way. I want you to feel that way. Does it make them feel like it's really generic, is what I was trying to say, like a general, like, oh, I'm just a number. This is just general. Like, they're not really speaking to me, right? Like right now, if I'm speaking to you, and I'm looking at all of our cameras, okay? And if I'm saying, hey, I know that you do really powerful work. I know that you are incredible at the work that you do. And I know that you've had some really amazing clients, and you've gotten to, pour this work into others. Even those times where maybe you didn't get paid what you know you should have got paid, you pour amazing work. But now you're done with that. You have decided, I have this incredible genius, and I'm meant to be leveraging it to make more money. And there's no shame that I should have about that. And I only want to speak to the people who want to pay me for my work, who will joyfully pay me for my work. And I don't want to have to prove to them why they should pay me. I simply want to position myself through my content, through my speaking, through my visibility. I want them to see and trust me as an authority in what it is that I do, because I want to get quality people in the back end. I don't want to fill my calls and my DMs and my events with people who are not the ideal client for me. So now I got to work extra hard to prove to them, when half of them, a quarter of them, most of them aren't going to buy anyway. I would rather bring in quality leads, right? Who I know want and value what it is that I do, who I know are ready for transformation, so that I don't have to pull their teeth when it comes time to do the work. Yeah, you paid me, but you didn't show up to do the work. Or, hey, you want a discount, but yet you want, all these results. Like, the two don't match. I want people who are ready to invest and who are ready to show up accordingly. I want those two things to match. Right. And so your messaging gets to do that for you. Right now, the messaging that you're putting out, the results that you've gotten are amazing. And I celebrate you, but you have more that you want to do, and you have more that you're here to do. And you going back and forth with yourself about, what is my message today? What should my content be today? What should the challenge be about next week? What should the webinar be about? Like, you going back and forth with yourself about those types of questions means that you're not operating in your genius, where you're in the delivery, where you are in the client service, where you are in the creation, like, of what it is that you do, because you're overthinking and you're trying to figure out, well, what should I say and how should I explain it, and all the things. And when you're in that space, that takes you out of the, like, essence of what you are truly here to be saying. So instead, we want to bring that essence in from the very start. That's why we do the CEO messaging extraction first. We extract that message out of you first and foremost, so that it's rooted in every single thing that we do. We dive into your signature method so that your authority is rooted in every single thing that we're going to create, anything that we're going to write, anything that we're going to, amplify, right? And we're also going into the deep dive of who your client truly is. And I mean, at their core, like, to the point where we literally, I had a client tell me this, Kira, when you do the client clarity work, you literally bring our people 3D. Like, they feel like they're 2D at first, and you bring them 3D. Like, you make them come alive. And so when we do that work together, now we have all three of those elements: your voice, your essence, right? We have your signature method for your authority and for positioning your expertise. And three, we have your client, right? The client who actually is the most ready to buy. When we take those three things, now I get to go and I get to implement them and infuse them and integrate them into those different areas that I mentioned earlier. So parts of your your social media, your sales copy, website copy, parts of your lead magnet, parts of your emails, and the strategy behind your lead magnet and your emails. Because some of y'all just, you have general ones, and that's not enough. We need to bring all those elements into this. So I know specific things that I'm looking out for that are missing and missing and missing in most women's messaging. And I'm talking women who have 5-figure messaging right now, right? Women who've made 50,000, women who've made 100,000. I've had clients who've made 250, and they still are missing some of these elements. And that is normal. You know why? Because you did your messaging at the initial time when you started your business, and now you have grown and you've expanded and you work with more clients, and your method has expanded, and you have had new client testimonials and experiences, and you know more about who you do want to work with and who you don't want to work with. You have more stories that have happened in your own personal journey of your expanding. So why would we be holding on to the old message? And then when you think I've been updating my message, and now you've made it super complex, because now the message went from like this, and now you've made it like this, because you're like, I've been adding more into it, and you're not understanding this is how you need to actually add it in and weave it in, so that it's cohesive, and so that it flows, and so that it is still optimized, and so that it still connects, and it's still powerful, and it doesn't feel all over the place. There's no mixed messaging, no mixed signals, because you're trying to talk to multiple audiences and you don't even know it, right? All those things that tend to happen when you start to scale the message. So this is why you need another set of eyes and ears whose genius it is to be in your sales messaging, and not just messaging like, I want words. I'm talking sales messaging, messaging that actually leads to conversions, that actually leads to you connecting and converting your audience, your most aligned clients into your world. So that is an example of me talking to you, because I know right now you're like, oh, yep, Kira. How'd you know some of those things? How did you know some of those things? How did you know? I knew. And I didn't even, and that actually for me is kind of surface. Believe it or not. It may not feel surface for you, but for me, it's a little surface, because there's so many other layers that we could go into. But I want to do that for you. I want you to have this entire chart for your core client. Like, imagine the clarity for the next level of the things you're going to be creating when you have, like, all of them on paper in front of you. Because that's the other thing, is sometimes clients forget. You don't mean to, but I see that my clients, like, as they start to, like, oh, now that I've been at this conference and I met 1,000 people, and then I spoke here and I spoke here, and you're like, shoot, who's my client again? Because you've kind of like been all over the place, and you've been seeing so many people you could help. So then you start to like change your message and like change who you're talking to, and you get away from the tried and true, right? And so it can be very easy to do that, right? It's kind of like if you were ever dating and you know you're in a room full of guys and they all want something different and you're trying to be all of the things that all of them want instead of just yourself, right? And so you're like changing up. This one likes my hair up and this one likes my hair down and this one likes this lipstick and this one likes this lip gloss and this one likes me in a dress and this one likes me with it. And you're like just changing. And then you get to the end of the day, like, I didn't even realize I was changing all these parts of myself trying to conform to you. And so we don't want to do that. And that just happens naturally when you are expanding your visibility. So this was really good. This was a great live stream. Thank you so much for all those who were able to join us on all of the places. Make sure that you share this video with a biz bestie, a mastermind sister, an accountability buddy who you know needs to hear it. And until next time, love, shine, and success. Make sure you grab your strategy session down in the description below, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, loves. Bye, everybody. And if you were live and I didn't see your comment, hold on one second. Let me just make sure. Whoop, whoop. We had some sales coming in. What did we open up this call about? We opened this call about unexpected money. And so I had to swipe up because I'm like, what? I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any comments. And now I'm getting all the notifications. All right. So let me just make sure. All right, loves. So I'm super excited for any of you who have grabbed a strategy session. Make sure that if you haven't already, you go to bit.ly/strategy or session with Kiera, y'all. Hey, how are you, love? Oh, you just booked. Yay, we have another one. So super excited that you grabbed your session. So I can't wait to dive in. So as soon as you grab your session, you probably already got your email that came through and it showed you the link to schedule your session. And then there's also some pre-work. Look, she already like, I will update my pre-work info soon. Well, awesome. It's beautiful to meet you. I'll have to, I can't wait to hear more about you and your business and what you do and all the things, and I'm super excited. So for all of those who grabbed a strategy session, I can't wait to see you in your session. And until next time, oh, you know what? One thing I'll ask you. So for those who grabbed a session, put in the comments, why did you grab a session? So tell me, why did you grab the session? What made you want to grab a session? Y'all, my doggy's coming. Look at, oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. We have multiple, look at them. Y'all don't look at their toys in the back. Don't look at my book bag. Oh, wait, I didn't show y'all. All right, look, I told y'all we was in multiple places. But they're like, Mommy, my nap is over. My nap is over. So anyway, yeah, let me know in the comments before they start doing all types of things. I cannot wait. I'm just going to wait one more second to see. And great questions as well. I need a straightforward. I'm all over the place. Yes, I love it. Feeling like you're all over the place. Yes, that can totally happen with, feeling like your message is all over the place. Yeah, that can happen, right? At the end of this video, I was just talking about that, right? When you feel like your messaging is kind of scattered, sales are going to be scattered. Sales are going to be inconsistent. And so we want to make sure all those things are cohesive. So I'm super excited. Let me know if you have any questions on your pre-work. You'll see in the email that you got where you can just like DM us. But it sounds like you already got your pre-work because you said it before I even said it. So I love that. And I'll see y'all soon inside of the next video. Bye, loves. Make sure you tag a biz bestie, a mastermind sister, or an accountability buddy who you know needs to hear this message. Bye, y'all.